Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children, welcome to online class. Today we are going to discuss about the types of solid in solid state. So first we are going to learn about the general property of the solid. So the solids already you know that the matter are classified as liquid, gas, solid based on the arrangement of the molecules or atom or ion present in it. So here the solids are compact or they are closely packed so that they all have definite mass. They all have definite mass, volume and shape due to the close packing of atom. So now see this, the atoms or the molecule present in solids are very compact or closely packed or they are tightly packed so that they possess definite mass, volume and shape, and the intermolecular distance also very short. So now you see that the intermolecular distance between the molecule, just due to the close packing, the intermolecular distance is very short, and due to that close strong force of attraction, so they all have the intermolecular force is the strong force of attraction, and they can oscillate. The molecules or ion can oscillate within the position. They are not moving out of their lattice point because of the force of attraction held together. And next one is they are incompressible and rigidity. If you press, the shape is they won't change their shape. So these are all the general properties of solid. Next we are going to learn about the classification of solid. The solid can be classified as amorphous solid and crystalline solid. Even though they are arranged in a regular manner or close packed, they are classified as what? Amorphous and crystalline. So amorphous, irregular arrangement, and in a crystalline, regular arrangement of the molecules. Again the crystalline can be classified into covalent solid or network solid, metallic solid, ionic solid and molecular solid. And then the metallic solid, the covalent solid again can be classified as 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. So these are all the solid based on the bond, nature of the bond. And then the covalent compound, the 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional, the 2-dimensional solids are the graphite example, and the 3-dimensional solids are diamond. And then the molecular solid can be again classified into 3 types: polar solid, non-polar solid and hydrogen bond solid. Now we will discuss one by one their properties of each solid. Then first we are going to learn about the crystalline solid. So the crystalline solid, the arrangement, then the regular arrangement. Why the solid can be classified as crystalline? In the crystalline, the arrangement of the molecules are regular arrangement in the 3-dimensional network. And then they exist in the crystal lattice. 3-dimensional network, for example, now you see this, one of the cubic structure, 3-dimensional cubic structure. So this is called crystal lattice. Inside the crystal lattice, the atoms are arranged regularly. And next one, they have definite or the sharp melting point due to that the regular arrangement. So here you can see that there is an angle and side like that, so that they possess definite geometry or definite shape. And anisotropy, if you see the molecules are arranged regular manner and then alternate. So if you see that the molecules, they can show different direction. The physical property of the molecules are different in different direction, and then they can show the diffraction pattern due to the regular arrangement. If you pass the X-ray, it can give the regular diffraction pattern of X-ray. For this, for the example of crystals are sodium chloride and cesium chloride. And next, amorphous solid. Amorphous solid, so they are the arrangement are irregular. Amorphous, next you are going to learn about the amorphous solid. See that the amorphy is a Greek word that means what? Shapeless. Haphazard means what? Random arrangement. So no regular but haphazard, but they are not regularly arrangement, they are random arrangement of the atoms or molecule, and then they are considered as non-crystal or pseudo solid. They are called pseudo solid or supercooled liquid. So the amorphous solid, they are called as what? Supercooled, because while cooling the water, it exists the arrangement that is same as the amorphous solid, and there is no sharp melting point, because here the arrangement, if the intermolecular distance are not same, see like that, see here the distance between the intermolecular distance are not same throughout the substance, so that they cannot show sharp melting point. They cannot show sharp melting point, and due to irregular arrangement they cannot give the definite geometry, and they cannot give the refraction pattern on X-ray. And the example of amorphous solid, or this can be called as what? Supercooled liquid. This is called supercooled liquid. Rubber, plastic, these are all the examples of amorphous solid. Next we are going to discuss about the types of crystalline solid. So the crystalline solid can be classified as, the crystalline solid can be classified as atomic solid. What is meant by atomic solid? So the 18th group element as what? Helium, neon, argon, krypton. So these are all have the stable atom. So if you freeze the atom, freeze the vapor of this atom, it can form the solid called what? Atomic solid, because the 18th group element can show what? Stable electronic configuration. Due to that they can exist as a stable atom while freezing the vapor of the 18th group element, we can get the solid. That solid is called what? Atomic solid. And next, molecular solid. Molecular solid, ionic solid, covalent and metallic. We will see one by one the characteristic property of each solid. First one is molecular solid. So the molecular solids, the lattice point are neutral molecules. In the molecular solid there is no charge particle present in the molecule, and they are held by van der Waals force of attraction. So the held by van der Waals force of attraction, it is one of the weakest force of attraction, so that they can form the solid with soft nature due to the weak force of attraction, and because of that they all have low melting point, and due to the neutral molecule, they are poor conductor, they won't conduct electricity. And the molecular solids can be classified as polar, non-polar and hydrogen bonded. Now see that polar, non-polar, so the neutral molecules, based on this electronegativity, now see this, both the molecules are both the atoms if you see that hydrogen, both have same electronegative nature, there is no polar end created. So this can be classified as non-polar, and they are insulator of electricity, they won't conduct electricity because they have neutral molecule, and due to they held with the very weak force of attraction called the London force, so they possess what? Weak or low melting point. And next to polar end, due to difference in the electronegativity, they can show that polar ends. For example, water, H2O can form the molecule here, more electronegative, here the partial positive charge, and this become partial negative charge. So these are all attracted by the dipole ends. There are polar ends, positive polar ends and negative polar end. So these molecules are attracted by the dipole-dipole interaction. And next one is hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is formed by hydrogen. So now here also one of this water molecule, H2O. The hydrogen bond is formed with what? The hydrogen can make a bond with more electronegative atom. The hydrogen bond can form with more electronegative atom. Here the water, H2O here, the hydrogen bond. Hydrogen is going to make a bond with more which one is more electronegative nature? Oxygen. So by this force of attraction, so it is what? The intermolecular force of binding is between what? Hydrogen and low melting point, due to, while compare the force of attraction, London force as well as dipole-dipole interaction, the hydrogen bond is stronger, so that it can form hard solid. And next type, covalent crystal. Next we are going to learn about the covalent crystal. The covalent crystal also neutral atom, they are formed by the neutral atom, there is no charge, and they are formed by covalent bond. So while compare the bond strength, the covalent is the strongest one, so that it can form the hot solid. And they also, due to this strongest force of attraction, they all have high melting point, and then they are poor conductor. Why it is poor conductor? Because the neutral molecules are present. Then the example, diamond graphite. This covalent crystal again can be 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. This one is 3-dimensional a solid, and this one is two-dimensional solid. So these are all the characters about the covalent. And next one, metallic. Ionic. Next we will see about the ionic crystals. So the ionic, from the word ionic, ion, from the word ion, so that they are formed, they consist of positive and negative ions. Positive and negative ions. They are held together by the electrostatic force of attraction. Always there is a force of attraction between the oppositely charged particles. For example, sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is formed by sodium ion and chloride ion. So the solid can form by so the positive ion is going to be interlocked with negative ion, positive ion is going to be interlocked with negative ion, positive ion interlock with negative ion. So here positive, negative, positive. So like that the force of attraction between the opposite charge is called what? Electrostatic force of attraction. So the ionic crystal consists of positive and negative ion. Due to this greater in force of attraction, they are hard in nature. So due to the hard, they all have high melting and boiling point. They all high melting and boiling point. If you break, the size of the crystal is going to be reduced, so that it is brittle in nature. And they are poor conductor. They are poor conductor of heat and electricity in solid state. This is very important one. The ion, even though the ionic solid contain positive ion and negative ion, in solid they won't conduct electricity because they are held tightly. The ions are not free moving. The ions are not free moving. They are held tightly with the electrostatic force of attraction, so that it won't conduct electricity. But this solid can dissolve in water. So sodium chloride, the common salt, you know that common salt is soluble in water. If it dissolve in water, it split into respective ion in solution. It split into respective ion. Movable ion as what? Sodium ion and chloride ion, cation and anion. Due to this movement of the ion, they can conduct electricity in aqueous state. So these are all about the ionic crystal. And next, metallic crystal. So the metallic crystals are formed by the positive. Already know that the metallic character of element can be based on the electropositive nature. If the element can become an electropositive, they can show the metallic character. So here the metallic solids are occupied by the positive metal ion with the pool of electron. If you see this, the electropositive metallic ion is going to be surrounded by a pool of negative ion. In the ionic character, in the ionic solid, one of the interlock with cation and anion. But here the positive ion is going to be surrounded with a pool of electron. So the greater force of attraction between the electron and the positive, so that the metals have high tensile strength. They are very strong. And what is going to be that? The delocalization. So here within the molecule, so if some other positive ion, the electrons are moving towards the positive ion, for that the delocalization is going to be, delocalization of electron is going to be taking place within the solid. So due to this delocalization, they can conduct electricity. They are the good conductor of electricity, and they are malleable and ductile. We can make into thin sheet as well as thin wire without breaking, and they all have high density. So these are all about the characteristics of metallic crystal. Children, so far we learn about the types of solid, and in the types of solid, types of crystalline solid and their characteristic property. Thank you.